Hello and welcome back to another tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create the topography of any site anywhere in the world in Revit. We're going to be making use of a website called CADMAPPER. That's where we export all the necessary things we want. Then we move over Revit and then we plot the topography in Revit. If this is your first time joining the channel, welcome. My name is Grant, and in this channel we dish out interesting architecture related content. So do well to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon so that you get notified when next we publish a video. Without further ado, let's jump right into Revit. All right, first things first, we go to our Chrome, and I already have CADMAPPER open. So if you can go to the look at my search bar, you will see CADMAPPER.com there. So we're going to look for a city anywhere in the world. Now let's stay in Enugu, Nigeria. So make sure that we'll look for Enugu, Nigeria. Good. All right, so this is Enugu, Nigeria. So we'll just zoom in and look for where you can just pick any site, an arbitrary site. So if you are doing this for a school project and you are asked to select a site of your choice, this is the way to get it, and you get the actual topography of that particular site the way it is in real life. Then before we pick a site, first thing we need to check is our selected design program. I'm going to be converting to AutoCAD. It doesn't have Revit here, so the closest thing to Revit is AutoCAD. So I'm going to be making use of AutoCAD. If you are working with SketchUp, it's best to convert to SketchUp or Rhino or ArchiCAD or whichever software. All right. So we're going to be picking, we're going to be selecting our sites now. But first things first, we need to check is, you can see under here, you can see free file up to 1 kilometer square. Then if the site you've selected is above 1 kilometer square, then it's going to be a purchase file. You're going to pay for it. And the purchase file also has a limit to it, 100 kilometer square. But I think for a school project, 1 kilometer square is actually quite big. So for a school project, I don't think you'll be able to exceed 1 kilometer square. I'm just saying. So we're going to pick a site. Let's say we pick any site. So let's say we are going to select, we're going to make use of this area. We're going to be making use of this area. This is where we want our sites to be located. So we're just going to select, we don't want to select the exact site, because if you look at my cursor, let's say this shape is the exact site. This is what I want to make use of as my exact site, but we just don't want to select the exact site. So we're going to give it like an offset and select a wider range, you know, where the sites will now be located inside. So I'm going to be selecting a wider range, and you can see what we selected. You can see it's not even up to 1 kilometer square, it's about 0.22 kilometers. So we'll just click on this, select, then you click on create file. So once you click on create file, it automatically bring up a section where you are going to download the AutoCAD file that you have just created of the sites you selected. Okay. So you can see 53 KB is quite low. No, so you can look at it now. You can see the 3D of the selected region. So this place now is where I said we are going to be working on. Now in your design, depending on your design, you can decide to work on the site as a base site. So you are not going to be considering all the buildings that are on the site. But if you want to make use of this for something else, maybe presentation packages to do like your land use analysis and the rest of them, that's fine. So we're going to be downloading this. So we click on download. Okay. And good, it has downloaded successfully. So we'll go back to our downloads, our file, and we see downloads. Now you can see CADMAPPER. So we are going to extract this file first of all. We're going to extract it because it's zipped. Okay. Then once you open the extracted file, you're going to see that it is an AutoCAD file already. You can see the AutoCAD file there. Now with this AutoCAD file, you can actually import it into Revit and it would work. But there's something I like to do on AutoCAD first before importing. I like to smoothen the mesh so that it looks a little bit good. But it might not really be a problem once you import. I'm just going to try it. You will see how it looks when you import it directly. So you click on insert, and you see import card. You click on import card, then you go to deck downloads where you have that CADMAPPER. Open. Okay, so it's a DXF file, so you can see it's DXF file. You click on this and you click on open. All right, now you can see how it looks. Now it is very, very tiny, so I don't think this is actually to scale. Now you can see how tiny it is, so I don't think this is to scale, so we need to scale it up. Now how do we scale this up? So we need to go to our AutoCAD file. We need to open it in AutoCAD. Let's open our AutoCAD. Okay, so we need to open AutoCAD, then we click on open file, go to desktop, go to downloads where we saved it, CADMAPPER, then we open the DXF file. So now the reason why we open this is so that we can make one or two dimension. We can dimension one part so that we can make use of it in and scale it in Revit. So I'm going to be clicking on measure. So let's say we measure from here to here. You can see this is 8 meters, about 8 meters. So okay, so now that we know the dimension is 8 meters for this area, so we go back to our Revit. Now that area we measured, let's first of all unpin this, because now we can't move this around because it's pinned. So once we unpin it, we can now move it around. So let's unpin it. Now the area we measured is around here. So this is where we measured 8 meters. Okay, so we click on line, detail line, and now you can see we can't really see much. It's kind of breaking. Now this is the reason why I used to take it to AutoCAD to smoothen things out before importing in Revit. So I'm just going to do that now. So you click on delete. Okay, since we're already in AutoCAD, so you click on this, you click on Mesh Smooth More, click on it, then we select the mesh and it automatically smoothens it out. Okay, then we can export this as a CAD file or save as a CAD file, whichever one. Now let's go back to downloads. Okay, then let's save this as CAD. Okay, so let's save this as CAD. Okay, now that we are done, then we import it, import CAD. Okay, DWG file, CAD. Okay, it's still not going to be to scale, but now we can see that road that we measured 8 meters before, because it has smoothened things out. So we click on this and we unpin it. Okay, then we can use our line 2, detail line 2, and we measure 8 meters. Okay, 8 meters. Now see where 8 meters took us to. Now this is 8 meters, so we need to scale this to that 8 meters. So we click on here. Okay, then we click on the second point of the road and then we scale it up to this point. All right, cool. Now this is 8 meters. Perfect. Now that we've gotten our CAD file to scale, the next thing we need to do is to create the topography or the slope. All right, so what we need to do is to come under massing and site here. I click on this drop down. You can see create from import or create from sketch. If we are creating from sketch, you create from sketch, but since we already have an imported CAD file, so we'll need to create from import. So you click on create from import and you can see create CAD. Okay, then we select the CAD file. Some people can decide to just check the ones they want to create and leave the rest off, but me, I just like to leave everything checked on, because you can never tell what you would want to use later on. So I leave everything checked on and I click on OK, and you can see it has automatically created the topo surface. So I can delete or hide the imported DWG file if I want. Okay, no, I'm not going to delete it. Let me bring this back because I'm going to map out the exact site location. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So now you can see this is the topo surface. That's the topo solid of the site. You can see the slope. If we rotate this, you can see it has that slope, gentle slope, which is cool. This is what we need. Then the next thing we need to do is to map out the where we say is our site. So how do we know that? So you click on this. I cannot find this here, the topo solid here. I think probably it's because of the height or the height of the view range. but that doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to select it here, then move over to level 1. Then we click on add subdivide. Then we click on subdivide. So this subdivide is going to help us cut out the roads, the walkways, the actual site, and any other thing that we wish to cut out. So now I can see where the site is. Now look at this. This is where the site is. So I'm just going to come here, click on tab. It selects the boundaries for me, and I click on this. Now, if I want to work with this existing road and this existing road, fine. If I don't want to work with them, I just delete them. So in this case, I'm just going to delete it to get out just the site itself. Then I trim all these edges together, and also this edge together. Okay, now this is the actual site. Then we click on finish, and that is it. So if you go to the 3D, you can see the actual site cut out from the entire site. So let me hide this CAD file, hide in view by element. Good. And let me change this to shaded. All right, so this is perfect. Now you can see the CAD file. You can see the topography of the site, and you can see the actual site. Now, so you can do this for both your roads. If you want to cut out your roads, you can do this for your roads, and you can actually change the material of this. Let's say this. Now you can see the material by category. I can decide to give it a different material. If I cut out the road section, I can give the road section an asphalt material. If I cut out the green area, I can give it a grass material, and the rest of them. So this is how to make sure your site plan that you've chosen for your architectural design is perfect and it follows the exact slope. So whatever you are designing on it, once you get to site, it's not going to be far off from what they have on site. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please do well to hit the like button. Don't forget to share this video and turn on the bell icon so that you get notified when next we publish a new video. See you guys on the next one. Bye.